Hello and welcome to another of my chemistry videos, this one on the historical development of the periodic table of elements. The Nevada State Science Content Standard says that students know elements in the periodic table are arranged into groups and periods by repeating patterns and relationships. Your objective is that after watching this video you will be able to explain the roles of Mendeleev, Mosley, and a few others in the development of the periodic table. Okay, starting off, some periodic table history. Dmitry Mendeleev. He was Russian and was credited as the discoverer of periodic law. He was the first to publish the elements organized by atomic mass and properties in 1869. He just barely beat Meyer in getting this published. However, Mendeleev is credited with being the first one to come up with the periodic table because he also predicted that other elements would be discovered to fill in some empty spaces that he left in his periodic table. By 1911, Henry Mosley came along and discovered that elements fit better in the periodic table when arranged by the number of protons. And this came to be called the atomic number of elements. And this is how we arrange the table today, by atomic number and properties. Periodic law is the physical and chemical properties of the elements are arranged periodically. They show up at regular intervals. So they're periodic functions of their atomic numbers. This means that when elements are arranged as they are, elements with similar properties show up at regular intervals. And as we later learn about some of these properties, these functions, these commonalities that elements have, you'll come to understand why different elements are in the groups or the columns that they're in, or in the periods, the rows that they're in, because they do have things in common. When we later talk about things like atomic radius or ionization energy or such things. Okay, Lord Rayleigh, also known as John William Strutt, and Sir William Ramsay, from 1894 to 1898 did experiments and were able to discover argon and then many of the other noble gases. And noble gases were very difficult to discover. Previous to their discovery, people had just assumed, well, this must be just an error because the amount of noble gases constituting any given sample of gases was relatively small. So people just attributed it to measurement error. Well, these guys got real accurate about things and started removing all the known compounds that they could, and what they were left with was noble gases. Okay, the name given, they were all put into group 18 in the periodic table. So when you look on the column way off to the right side on the periodic table, farthest one, group 18, those are all noble gases. And the most recent change to our periodic table has to do with the F block, the elements that appear to be pulled out and way down on the bottom all by themselves, great big rectangle. They're called lanthanides and actinides. Lanthanides is the name given to elements 58 through 71 in the periodic table. They were added to the table in the early 1900s, and they're very similar in chemical and physical properties, so they were pretty difficult to separate and identify. And then in the 1940s, a man called Glenn Seaborg discovered elements 90 through 103 and added them to the periodic table. And that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching.